Hi and welcome back. I'm going for some squares today, so I'll also be adding some color in a squared shape on my background, and to get the perfect square I have put down some tape. To have a beautiful wash of color, I'm laying down some water first. I want to work with some fragile layers, so I took out 3 types of paper, which all are very thin. Now the first one is a fine Japanese paper, which is the thickest of them all, yet you can still see through it. And when you tear it, you can get those fibers on the edges. The second one is a plain piece of vellum. And the last one is another Japanese paper, and it's the thinnest of them all. It also gives you some fibers when tearing. For my focal image, I'm going for this Art Rebel set by Visible Image, and I want to stamp that fishbone onto my thinnest Japanese paper. Now I'm not going to hold my paper in place with a magnet, as I know it will stick to my stamp and I don't want to tear it. I'm going back to my background to add some of those splatters that are in this Art Rebel set. Now I'm not sure if this shadow grey will be dark enough on my wash of color, so I'm using my stamping tool so I can come back and add a second layer of ink if necessary. Sometimes your fingers are the best tools. I want some very soft shading inside my square, so I'm picking up some charcoal from my pencil and I'm just adding it with my finger. To get my shading a bit darker on the edges, I'm also taking out my paper stump. I've colored a piece of paper so I can go and stamp my words, and I'm going for that DNA stamp in this Creative Chaos set. So I've cut out my strip of DNA and I gave it some shading, but I want to do something extra, so I'll be punching those tiny holes on there using my crocodile. And of course, my DNA needs some silver metal foil. To adhere my papers, I don't want to use glue or double-sided tape, so I will be sewing them onto my background. Now, as my Japanese papers are so thin, I don't want to risk ripping them using my sewing machine, so sewing by hand it is. I always punch my holes first, so it's very easy to get a straight line.